Hi, I'm Terry Duncan, and I'm here with my nephew Jens, and we're making cards together. And this is our third video for kids making cards. We're so glad you're here with us, and we hope you have fun. We made this video at the same time we made the embossing folder video, so we still have that whistling noise. Sorry about that. In this video, though, we're going to talk about what sentiments are, and we practiced stamping. One of the things maybe we can practice today on is you can make sentiments. Do you know what a sentiment is? That's the word in your stamp. So see, with our stamp, good luck and happy birthday, those are sentiments.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that you could do is like take this good luck and stamp it on a piece of paper and then cut it out and put it over the top, and you'd have a nice good luck card. You know, that's one idea. And we can do that. You want to practice our stamping with the good luck and then try to do that? Let's do.
Okay.
Want to? Okay. So you've got do you have your good luck off your stamp set yet?
I'm taking it off.
And just put that on one of your stamp blocks.
I'm rubbing it.
Okay, and I'm going to show you another trick. If you see this is called a gum eraser. If you happen to have a gum eraser, or really just about any kind of eraser that doesn't rub off on things, you can also use that to rub that shininess off of your stamp. You just want to make sure that you get it dull. And then the first couple of times you use it, it might not stamp out just the way you want it to because it's new. But it'll, eventually it'll get easier to work with.
Okay.
So have you got it on your stamping block?
Okay.
And you want to use the same ink that we used before?
Yeah. Oh, wait. I think I've got one that'll be better for good luck.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Here.
Perfect. Yeah. So Jens is just attaching that to his stamping block, getting it stuck on there nice and straight. Good job. Okay, now you're going to open your ink up again. And what I like to do is I like to twist it a little bit the first time I put it on, so it kind of gets good coverage on the stamp. Just twist it a little bit. You can see the ink. Now what I can see on mine is it's starting to pool up. But after I twist it, then I just start tapping it. Tap, 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 tap. And do that several times. Like I said, when it's brand new, it's going to do that. So just when you're ready, just put it down, paste down evenly onto your paper, and just let the ink transfer onto the paper. And then because you have a rock block, after you let it transfer a little bit, just rock it back and forth. And then when you're ready, lift it straight up. So I don't know if you can see. I'm going to a little bit. You can see. Take a minute to. There, it's focused now. You can see that I didn't get a real good. Oh, yours looks just like mine. Good job. But you see, yours is kind of splotchy too. Well, there's two things about that. One is we're using regular copy paper. Right, we're not using cardstock. So there's nothing for it to sink down in. So that's part of the problem. But the other thing is that these inks have something called a settling agent that lets the ink smooth out. So you can see even on mine, is starting to look like those blotches smoothed out. You see that? So that's something to remember, is that if it looks bad at the beginning, you might want to just wait to see if that settles down a little bit. Most inks these days do that. Okay, and it'll look better when you have cardstock. So I think you did a good job. You want to practice again, or do you want to use that one?
Well, let's practice again.
Okay. You tell me what the steps are this time.
So we take the ink and we rub it on the top of the stamp using circular motions, and then we sort of pat it. And then so we just take that and turn it over and press it down onto the paper. And since I have a rock-a-block, I rock it and then I can let it go.
Yep. Good job. And one of the things that I liked, that I noticed you were doing, is you looked down right over the top of your stamp when you put it down on your paper. Excuse me. And that helped to make sure you put it right where you wanted it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did you realize you were doing that?
No.
No? Okay. So do you happen to have a pair of scissors handy?
No.
You don't? Okay, well, maybe we'll do
oh,
this later.
I think we got some in our drawer.
Okay, why don't you see if you can find them. Good job. Okay, so what we're going to do is just cut our sentiment out. Okay? So I'm just going to cut around the edges. Now, I think you're going to get a trimmer that'll make this easier to get straight lines, but for right now, this is what we're going to do. Just cut it with a rectangle around it, a big square. Back this up a little bit. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that. Good job. Now I'm going to show you a little trick on the edges here. If you just make a little cut right in the center, just make a little cut. And then from each corner, go to where you ended up cutting that, like this. And like this. And it ends up looking like a banner.
Here, wait. I think I got.
You are doing it just right. Good job. That's your sentiment. Now, I thought maybe you might want to take what we just did with our embossing folder, and your sentiment. You can stick it on when it's blue, and that would be a nice good luck card. Yours is gonna look a little bit different than mine, but. Are you using your glue? You are, aren't you? No? Oh, you embossed that too, huh? Good job. Good job. So that's how you can make a real simple card just like that. And the only thing that's missing is something that we call a card base. And let me show you what that would look like. It's just a half a piece of, it'll be cardstock when you get it. See, it's just folded in half. So what that is a piece of paper. Remember last week we folded that in half? That's what this is. See, it's exactly the same size. Can you see that? Oh, let me make it. So I'll do that again. So it's just a half a piece of regular size paper. And then you fold it in half, and that's your card base. So what we'll be doing is using our glue, that glue runner that you have, and we'll stick the panel we just took out of the die cut machine. We'll stick that on, and then we'll stick our sentiment on top, and we'll have a nice card.
Okay.
Sound good?
Uh-huh.
Do you have any questions?
Well, I was wondering, are we supposed to get the ink off the
That's a great question. Yes.
folder?
Yes, the answer is yes. You can start by using your paper towel and wiping it off, not the one you put ink on, but another piece. And then when you're done crafting, you can take it to the sink and run water over it, and that color will go away right away as soon as the water hits it. But for now, you'll get most of that ink on. Now, if you wanted to try another color, you can do the same thing. You can run it under water and get all that color off, but you don't want to add something over the top of that because it'll contaminate the colors. Those were the two things that I wanted to share with you today. I thought maybe we could practice our stamping. We can do more stamping. Maybe we should practice stamping a little more with our figures. So put all this stuff aside. You want to clean it up later, right? Put it aside. And then, still want to use your bear?
Okay.
Okay. So I think we used our bear last week. So you shouldn't have to condition it like we did. Just put it on your stamping block. Just one of the things that's different about this stamp is you might see there's air bubbles in between the stamp and your block. Can you see any air bubbles in yours? So the way to fix that is just pull up one edge of the stamp like this, and then use your hand to roll it down like that. And that gets rid of your air bubble. If you leave those air bubbles in, then it won't stamp right.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
Uh-huh.
What do you think we do next? Now that we've got our stamp on our stamping block, what do you think we do next?
We put the ink on it.
Right. I'm gonna have to practice with mine quite a bit because it's just not sticking on. The ink isn't sticking on the stamp.
And
Is
then
yours?
you stamp it.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's balling up.
So do you remember what I said about that? You can keep conditioning it, but the best way to keep that from happening, two things. One is you twist it when you put the ink on, and then you just keep stamping till it gets used to being a new ink. See, my second one was better than my first one. Very good. You're doing a nice job.
Thank you.
So if you just keep doing that, the more you do it, the better you get. And just like I was telling you, I have an air bubble on mine, which is keeping the nose from stamping correctly. Maybe. How are you doing there?
Better?
Your nose stamping? Is the bare nose stamping good? Mine is not.
Yeah.
Good. I might just have a defective stamp. But there are things that you can do to fix that. You want to see some of the tricks that you could do if it doesn't stamp right?
Sure.
So one of them would be to take a marker that was close to the same color. Like this one's kind of similar, and just color in the nose like that. And then you can't even tell that it didn't stamp correctly. Or you could get some sparkly stuff like this. This is called stickles, and if your mom wants to get some, I can tell her where to get it. But you can just kind of fill in with that sparkly stuff, and you never knew it wasn't covered. So those are some ideas that you could do. Or you could go with a different color ink and put it in there. But that would, just like what I just did, that makes kind of a neat little pattern, doesn't it? And it could become a background for a card, right? So you could use that same sentiment that we've created and put it on a card, and you'd have a completely different custom card, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you've done. Very nice. You are doing a great job. Very good. Do you have any questions?
So I was wondering why
Well, what else do you want to do today then? Can't think of anything else? Well, why don't you can practice some more with your stamps if you want to. I can hang on and answer questions if you'd like. Because you can always, you know, you can never practice enough with stamping.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I think you ought to do, is just practice your stamping, change up. So use some of the other, you know, stamps on your stamp set. You've got a whole bunch of them with these. And don't forget, you might want to practice with some of the bunny ones, because those are the ones we're going to use next week when we build your card. Okay?
Okay.
So you might want to perfect your technique with those. So the ones we'll be using, here I'm going to change cameras again. The ones that we'll be using for your pop-up card are this bunny, and you'll be using one of these paws and one of the feet. You're going to be using both of those sentiments, and you're going to be using both of the carrots. So it's everything except for this cake.
Okay.
So do you want to
Okay.
practice on your own, or do you want me to stay here and answer questions for you?
Well, we could just stop the video.
Okay. Okay.
I'm enjoying it. I really am.
Good. Good. I'm glad you are.